Okay, so here was ZMYs. You just released your new book, Wolf. Tell us a little bit about it.
Certainly, sir. What would you like to know?
Everything, writing process, what it's about, you know.
Well, Wolf started out as a stream of consciousness piece. I was out late one night with my voice recorder, just taking a moonlit stroll. It happened to be a full moon. It sounds very cliche, I know. Doesn't really matter with them. And I had an idea. I'd like to record a lengthy piece. It is my spirit animal, and I decided to record rather a lengthy piece, and it turned out to be 30 minutes and 11 seconds exactly. When I went back to the house after a much needed cool down, after all the cardiovascular activity, I started making revisions, and I added some pieces, took out some words, just kept editing it over and over, and from that came the epic poem Wolf. And I also wrote 10 other wolf and werewolf themed pieces. I wanted this book to be not just about wolves, but werewolves as well, and mixing them together, sort of a realistic and fantastical world. I think the genre for this poem would definitely be a conglomeration of fantasy and horror.
Okay, so what does the wolf mean to you?
He's loyal, he's romantic. Although he's usually a pack member, in my case, he's an outcast. And but it's not always a bad thing. I think there's a lot more observation, a lot more learning when one is on your own. And the wolf is also my go-to thought, I suppose, during dark times. And honestly, when I found out my spirit animal was a wolf, I thought I would resemble a more, just timid creature that would just run away from any danger whatsoever, like a squirrel. But no, I got the wolf, and I felt really prompted to write a piece about it, and it meant that much to me. The theme of wolves, whether they're metaphorical or literal, they've always appeared in my work, and they always will.
Okay, so how do you tie all of that into this book? Like how is the loyalty tied into romance? How is all of that tied into the epic and the other poems along with it?
Well, in the epic, the pack is led by this leader, Father Lyconius, and you can tell that he has been through a lot. He's aged greatly, but he still has some fight in him. And the thing I love about the wolf is that, unlike lions, they don't eat their young. They protect them like no other. They teach them how to be loyal. They teach them how to be like them. Wolves will not run away from the pack. They will defend them to the very end, to the bitter end. And I feel that a lot of those characteristics enter into this epic greatly.
Okay. So you said that you recorded pieces through like a tape recorder. How long did it take you to write the actual epic itself?
Well, after recording that entire piece, the writing and revision, it took a lot longer, quite a few months. And I would listen to it in spans of, sometimes within 1 to 3 minutes I can get 1 or 2 pieces in. And then of course you'd have to, hear the heavy breathing because of my walking, and listening to myself inhale and exhale over and over. So that adds a lot into the time. It was a new process. It was I call it a digital James Joyce, except after I got home I wanted to make it less stream of consciousness, since it was going to be an epic poem. I wanted it to have structure in it. So in quite a few pieces there are structure. Others are a little more free verse, but it sticks to the story. There's no waving off into the next dimension.
Okay. When it comes to epic poems, most of them stick with either a structure or they go all out free verse. Why? What was the decision to make it mixed like that?
When when it comes to poetry, whether it's going to be a series of poems, an epic poem, a short piece, or a longer piece, I like to keep myself versatile. One of my later epic poems that I wrote, all but 6 pieces are structured, and they have a definite rhyme scheme. There's meters and a certain number of stressed syllables, things of that nature. But with Wolf, I definitely wanted to release it. I wanted to keep the reader on their toes. I mean, I didn't. Of course, you don't write for the reader, but when a person does read this is what they're going to see. It's a combination of the two.
Okay. Do you feel? I mean, when writing it and you had that versatility, do you feel that there was any bumps in the road along the way, or was there everything go smoothly for you?
It was smoother for me since I was doing it mixed. There's a series of poems that I'm currently working on. It's not exactly an epic poem, it's more collective, sort of like T.S. Eliot's Book of Cats, except it's not about different types of cats, it's about something else. It's all structured. It's all structured with rhyme scheme, meter, syllables, style, everything. But this was a lot smoother. I felt more free. I really did. Even during some of the more structured pieces and lyrical pieces. Some of them are beat poems or list sort of poems, kind of like in the style of Whitman. So.
Okay. After the epic is done, there's like a series of poems that aren't with the epic; they're just outside, and they're all Wolf themed. But other than that, how does that tie into Wolf as a whole, as a collection as a whole?
Well, honestly, I thought that I was going to leave the epic on its own without the other pieces, but I wanted there to be supplements that followed. A couple of them I thought of putting into the actual epic, but after thinking it made no sense whatsoever. These pieces belong on their own as a collection. And then there's a piece in the very beginning called Oath of the Wolf before it even enters into the epic. And that one is more participatory. And with that one, contrary to what happens during most oaths, you raise your right hand. With this one, you raise your left hand. And it's you can either say this to yourself, you could read this to someone else, have them participate with you, but it's being true to yourself as a wolf, and just being yourself literally as well. But a lot of the other 9 pieces, the other wolf poems, there's still plenty of analogies to wolves and werewolves. But yeah, and then the very last one is a piece that I turned into a song and recorded, and but they just belong on their own as I guess outcast wolves, I guess you could say.
Okay. At the end of some of the poems, there's dates. What do the dates symbolize?
I actually took that idea from. I didn't take it from. I borrowed it from Ginsberg. I've done that with every single one of my poems that I've written. And if I can't remember the date, I'll put, I guess, the sort of circa this year. I don't know really. Like someone once told me that you shouldn't date your poems. I mean, it's going to be evolution one way or another, and sometimes it's a mystery. You'll get to see your progression. And you might not remember when you wrote it, but for me, personally, I mean, I've been doing it since I was writing poems in 1995, and back then I was just putting the year. I have no idea when I wrote my first few pieces. My first dated poem was August 29th, 2005, and but before that I was just putting the year. Whether it's in the book of Wolf or my other future books or my other 2 books, when I date my poems, I like to have that certain documentation. This is when it was done. So,
Okay.
and I don't know. I guess it's a closure for completion.
All right. So what do you want people to take out of Wolf?
That's going to be up to them. That really isn't my place. It'll be the same as if you ask me what a certain poem means. Like, what am I trying to convey? Although it does have a story, that's going to be entirely up to them. One thing that I have said time and time again, I guess you could call it my vanity quote: everything and everyone in this world of ours has one thing in common: mixed reviews. So, and whether it has to do with life, food, poetry, sex, films, books, you name it, there's always going to be mixed reviews about it. And I'm sure I'll get plenty from Wolf.
How does it feel to have the book out and in your hands?
Oh, that's the thing about me. I don't believe too much in bragging. Because I always feel, for some reason, I always feel a bit guilty if I'm, or a bit vain if I'm doing so. But I can say, while being humble, feels incredibly amazing. I can't believe this is that. I've talked about publishing this certain book for years, but I'm glad it's finally out, and my work. That's the point. I'm the person that just holds the pen. It's my words that matter, not me.
So what are your future plans?
I mean, my body of work is immense. I'm not saying any of it's gold, but it is immense. I'm planning to release my next book, I'd like to say in September of this year, and it's going to be based on this trip that I took back 5 years ago, and covered a lot of the Southwest area, and the book is divided into 4 sections, one section by each state. It's about things that I have seen, things that I would like to see, things that I was just thinking while I was there. And it's as if you're seeing that part of the country through my eyes. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, do you have any pieces you want to read from Wolf?
Certainly. Actually, if you wish, I'll take any request.
Wolf and Blues.
Do what?
Wolf and Blues.
Wolf and Blues? Alright. Swear to goodness, ever since I've gotten into Robert Johnson a few years ago, I've just been crazy about writing bluesy type of poems and turning them into songs. Wolf and Blues. Bitten by the wolf and blues, entrapment of the wolf and blues. I'll never hunt in these seasonal woods again. I'll never escape the loss of pain regained. Time to throw down the gun. Time to worship the glaring sun. Feed all fears to the distant moon. Let all violence play another tune. Peace is with me. Peace is why I'm free. Peace make the heartbeat sing. Peace is the union of wedding rings. Guess I'll go back to the teeth-flashing, claw-sharpening, jaw-snapping wolf in the blues. I need no heavy wolf skin to give to my next of kin. I'll just let the wind blow. Feel the affection of a sucking undertow. You can track me with my scent and soon I'll be gone. There is no way to prevent the earth that we are standing on. Black and white, a technicolor pair. Your alpha expression, predictable fixed stare. The way of the world goes on without a care. Keep me warm against your coarse hair. Carry home a delightful meal to share. The prey was raw and the meat was rare. I'll just find my way back to the den-finding, moon-howling, paw-print-making wolfen blues. This Russian gray fool never knew how to keep his cool. Clever hunter, powerful beast, this lupine of the land, soon to be released. Are you the devil's favorite pet? Pretty sure an inferno is where we met. An emblem of your face, a crest that shows your eyes. Dante saw you as a disgrace, but I saw through all his lies. Clap for Lycon. turn his nightlight on. I just need to go back to the mate-making, cub-producing, fruit-chasing, wolfen blues. Come at me, nocturnal fiend, sick of every chapter of doubt. I'll walk away unseen before your daytime secret is out. Mr. Sporer saw your death as a one-time Croatian shooting game. Hollywood in the Hills is your claim to misinterpreted fame. Bitten by the wolfen blues, step into these bipedal shoes. Romulus and Remus, your brothers, suckled the Canis goddess mother. Guess I'll never be a pack member. See you in the hibernation of December. I'll never go back to the adrenaline-rushing, slaughter-killing, territory-defending wolfen blues. December 10th, 2010. Poetry lives.
All right. Well, this is Weasel signing out with ZMYs. I want to thank you for taking part of this interview. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you very much.